all. Matter of fact, it kind of helps because it quieted the neighborhood down.
And what did he give you that you requested?
Well, we were looking for a fence, we were looking for controlled garbage. We were looking for, Dewey's went in, they put a scrubber so we don't have to smell pizza all the time. They also said there will never, ever, ever be glass on the back of this building overlooking our property. So they were very good to work with.
And as I understand that, Councilman gave you everything you asked for.
Oh, yeah,
So it does not negatively impact you because of the concessions made to you.
correct.
Is the Kenwood Town Center across the street negatively impact your property?
I really don't know. I've only been there 2 times in my life. I just don't know them all.
Is the hospital negatively impact your property?
Not my problem.
To be on a cul-de-sac, I assume you're not affected adversely by any traffic.
No.
You have exhibit 101 here, can you see that?
Wow, Stevie Wonder couldn't read this. I don't have glasses on.
They have, are you saying you have difficulty seeing?
Yeah, can you get me an eyes person in here to read this to me? I don't have my glasses.
All right, you understand that the property is in the SPI overlay district?
Have I what now?
The subject property to be rezoned, or to be approved in the zoning case, is in the SPI Special Public Interest District.
I understand it is.
And you understand that's the suburban center corridor for the Kenwood Montgomery Road corridor overlay?
I know that now.
Okay. And you understand that the permitted uses include office use?
I've heard this.
And the permitted uses include a retail shopping center greater than 100,000 square feet in gross floor area.
Correct.
And the uses also include mixed use, retail shopping, office, and or residential.
Correct.
And you understand that the required rear yard setback is only 20 feet in that district.
Yes, from listening to all of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Are there any questions?
Yeah, I got a question. When the theater went in, was there any homes destroyed?
Yeah.
What was there previously?
Feed store.
Frank's.
Frank's.
It was Frank's. That taken care of. So, and then, that's it.
Any additional questions to Mr. Hughes? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next witness will be Michael Harrell. Mr. Harrell, would you state your name and address, please?
Yes, my name is Michael Harrell. I live at 4713 Dunedin Avenue, Sycamore Township, and yes, I have been sworn in. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there something you would like to tell the board regarding the question of density?
Yes, and I will try to keep this very brief in the interest of everyone's time. Tracy Hughes, who is my neighbor, spoke to the density earlier, so I will not rehash too much of that. My wife and I have been here in Sycamore Township in that house since 2005, 13 years. We chose Sycamore Township because it's a suburban community, and we did not want to live downtown. We wanted to live a little bit away. A lot of that we didn't want to live near or right next to very high-rise kind of complexes. I'm concerned a little bit about this because of density. As mentioned before, it just seems too big, as mentioned in the zoning commission as well, specifically from kind of like a height perspective. It doesn't, in my opinion, fit with the adjacent residential structures. I have been down to run past the Aqua in Newport. I work downtown, and that's a frequent running route that I go down into Kentucky. And it's just a very different feel down there. The building is right up to the sidewalks. I can't remember, I'd have to bring up some pictures. There might be some trees, but there's very little, if any, green space. I think there was a dog park on the north side of the building, but there's just, from the street facing, it looks like what you would imagine downtown, just building right up to the sidewalks. It's an imposing structure when right there at the bottom, and I'd have to count the stories. I think it's about 4 or 5 stories, similar in height, I believe, to this structure as well. Personally, I don't really want a high-rise kind of downtown style complex in my residential neighborhood, and I urge you to vote as the zoning commission did, and vote down this proposed project in its current form, I will say.
Questions from the board?
I have none.
I have none. Mr. Barrett?
Approximately which house are you on? You said you're
To
in
the
the
north of Mr. Hughes, on the cul-de-sac on Dunedin.
Are you on this side?
Your right side.
So you're across the street from our project. Are you just next to Mr. Hughes?
I'm just at the pointer, if you move it straight up, I'm at the, right there.
You're right there. About how many feet are you from? Do you have any windows on the side of the building?
I have, there are my kids' rooms, there's one window on each side, on each of their bedrooms.
So you're approximately like 15 feet or so, 20 feet from the adjacent house that uses.
The windows are not.
How far are they?
They're towards the back corner of the house. I don't know, it looks like
Okay, so
knuckles
how,
distance.
and you know that our property is gonna be only, it's 3 stories up here and 4 stories over here as it
I
backs
am
up
aware,
to the
yes.
neighborhood. Okay. Can you do that last slide? You made a comment that this doesn't fit in with the characteristics of the neighborhood.
Sure, yes.
I mean, this is the neighborhood right here. This is a tall office building. We have the Kenwood Mall. I mean, does this?
Is that Jewish hospital? I just want
Yes.
to wait till this.
I mean, does this not look very dense?
So, my point that I am making, there appears in my estimation to be set back from, on that Jewish hospital property to the other residential properties. I'm not, if you ask me, am I for such a tall structure, Jewish hospital, I'm probably not. But in my opinion, I do not want that to continue the rest of the way down Kenwood Road.
We just have a couple questions.
Christian, I think, has a question too.
So you said you visited our project off of Hawk on the Levee, or you ran by it,
I did, yeah, a couple times, yeah.
and you said that you believed it was 4 stories.
I mean, hold on, I can look. I was doing it by windows, and I know it with elevation changes, especially by the river, it could change based on which side you're on. If you would like to correct me, I'm.
I can represent to you that it's 7 stories from grade,
Which side of the building?
also, or
The north side.
north side of the building. Also,
So I'm looking at a picture also from the south side of the
from
building
Hofbräu
also.
House. You were looking at it from Hofbräu House.
I ran to the back as well, I ran up.
Are you aware of the size of that site in acreage?
I'm not.
Would you like to know? the
Sure,
size
yeah.
of it? I can represent to you that it's a 2-acre site.
Okay.
5.26 acres less than this project site.
Okay.
And it's a 7-story structure.
From one side, correct.
And do you believe that,
Can-
and Mr. Merritt, I'm asking him.
I mean, that's what I'm
I
saying,
know.
or you need to ask a question.
So do you still believe that Aqua on the Levee is a project that represents exactly what we're doing here?
Oh, of course, there are gonna be differences between the two. They're in different states.
Okay.
Mr. Harrell, how are you?
Good, how are you, Mr. Mayor?
Just for clarification, the aerial photograph here, and pointing to your house, correct?
I am, yes.
And that's at the far east end of Dunedin,
That's correct.
and that would be to the east of the Hughes house.
Yes, east, yep,
And you back up to the Kenwood Place retail center.
I do.
Does that negatively impact your property at all?
I'm not speaking to property value, that
Not-
was.
not
yeah.
property value.
No, I understand,
Negatively impact your property.
not to my knowledge.
And, as I understand your testimony, you're not opposed to the development per se, you're just opposed to the density of the development.
Density and height, in particular, yeah, sightlines.
But other than that, you're not opposed to it.
As it stands now, I am opposed to the current form excuse me, like, as far as, would I be opposed if they came up with a development, on this site? Sure, if there was a better use for the houses that they purchased. They're within their rights, as many people
It
have
has to
said.
be an office use or retail use, or retail use or restaurant use.
That is my understanding, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's all I have. Any additional questions?
Yes, I'd like to ask Mr. Harrell a question. Mr. Harrell, do you think the neighborhood of Holiday Acres is to the right of Kenwood or to the left of Kenwood?
Kenwood Mall?
Kenwood Road.
It looks like it's to the right.
Could you see your house from here specifically, from this picture, specifically?
And where Christian's pointing, looks like it's about there, I would have to
But you
look.
couldn't because of the trees,
Oh, absolutely.
right? So the actual neighborhood of Holiday Acres, we would have to go to really elongate this picture so we could actually see the neighborhood, not just the structure of the malls.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Any additional questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Our next witness is Adam Duderstadt. State your full name and address for the record, please.
Yes, my name is Adam Duderstadt. I reside at 4680 Dunedin Avenue in Sycamore Township. I've been there almost 9 years, and I have been sworn in.
Is there something you would like to share with the trustees?
Yes. First off, I would state that I share the concern